the 7 Khoza family members in Vlakfontein, south of Johannesburg last November. Mabaso implicated Kupe as the mastermind. He also confessed to raping the deceased before killing them. The pair have been applying for bail in the Protea Magistrates Court. The bodies of the 7 were buried under heaps of sand in the main home and an outbuilding. Okay, let's get more on the story now. Reporter Gillian Pillay has been following this case very closely. Gillian, thank you very much indeed for your time. So it has been confirmed.
It's definitely been confirmed, Blaine. We do know that he committed suicide some 6 days ago in a Cape Town prison cell. During his affidavit, he had told the court that he was kidnapped and then under duress had committed these crimes. So police were following up on some of those claims that he had made in that court affidavit that was read out in this very court in early December last year. So it's definitely confirmed. 27-year-old Ernest Mabaso hung himself with shoelaces, we understand. We know that on the morning, early hours, 4:30 in the morning, police were then called to that particular cell, and that's where they found him hanging from his shoelaces, Blaine. And you can imagine that he was the chief witness, or maybe the chief implicator in this case. So how the case will go forward from this point, I'm sure it's thrown a complete spanner in the works. He implicated Fita Kupe as the mastermind, saying that Fita had sent those guys to kidnap him, and that this is why he was under duress to commit these 7 murders, having killed them with an axe and having raped some of most being the women victims in this matter before killing them, Blaine.
This happened 6 days ago that he allegedly committed suicide. Any particular reason as to why we're only learning about it now?
Today is one of the days that we are sitting for the bail application. The bail application has been going on throughout December, Blaine, and we were nearing the end stages of the bail application. I'm not sure at this stage why we're only learning about this suicide that happened on the 18th of January in a Cape Town prison, Blaine. We're hoping to get some more details from police, from the NPA, as well as the legal counsel that has been representing Mabaso in this particular matter. But quite shocking details coming to the fore now, and we're still hoping to get some reaction from family members. They were wanting quite a lot of answers from Mabaso around, the claims that he had made, that Fita was the guy that had sent these alleged men to kidnap him and had, basically put him under duress to commit these crimes. And now it seems that this person that had made all these very horrifying and gruesome allegations is now no longer there, and it will definitely impact the case going forward, because now we only have Kupe, who has denied all the claims that Mabaso has made. It's been quite a lengthy bail application, Blaine. There's been a lot of postponements. You know that it was also Eskom and power failures, and there was also a time when Mabaso was ill, so we could see in the doc, how he had taken strain throughout these proceedings when he was arrested. That police had gone all the way to his family home in Mpumalanga, where he was then arrested. And that it was quite shocking events that we saw playing out. The community there not wanting him to basically leave, as well as the Vlakfontein community basically saying if he is given bail, they'll be certain, that they'll take the law into their own hands. So it's really a shocking turn of events that a very this person who made these very damning claims in this matter, shedding light on how these murders had taken place, how he had raped most of the female victims, has now committed suicide, Blaine.
Jill, you've been covering this case for a while now, and of course some gruesome details have been emerging from this case. We normally see the gallery there behind you packed to capacity, a lot of interest in this case. Take us back to when this first happened and some of the investigations that led to this.
Blaine, I always say as a journalist, a case like this, you're never ready for it. We were at the scene from day one when those bodies were removed. We can still remember the stench and it indicated how long those bodies were buried under those heaps of sand. And in the wake of that, you saw emotions from families, naturally so, who had wondered where their family members were for days and had then made that very gruesome and macabre discovery at this family home in Vlakfontein. It's a case that definitely got the attention of Becky Clearly, and that resulted in the swift arrest that we saw of Ernest Mabaso in Mpumalanga, where he had fled to his family home, as well as Peter Coupe, after Mabaso had confessed to police that Peter had, basically was the mastermind behind this entire turn of events. We saw the community of Vlakfontein really baying for their blood, looking at the high levels of gender violence that we have seen playing itself out in a country where every other day you hear a story about gruesome rapes, but particularly about very young victims, and in this matter, most of the victims being women, Blaine. So it is in a way a travesty of justice that what happens now to the 7 people who have died, and in a very gruesome manner. And one of the damning allegations that were made is that Peter was the mastermind, and now the person that made these allegations is no longer there. Families are wanting to know why this happened, what was the real reasons behind it, and I'm sure that the NPA would have to look at what is the way forward, because this definitely changes everything. It was Mabaso's word against Peter, and now Mabaso's no longer there. What happens to Peter in this particular case? But it's a matter that really caught the attention of everyone, a community that, was very closely knit, that was now basically shocked by these turn of events, Blaine. You know that even us as journalists, it was difficult for us to report on that affidavit that Mabaso had made in court, how he took each and every family member out. It's details that will remain with family members for a very long time, and I'm sure today, when we go to court 10, proceedings won't continue in this particular court. We're going to court 10 to get some sort of detail about what is the way forward, but also very shocking, reactions from family members who probably are yet to learn about these events. Blaine.
Keep us up to date with regards to the latest on this case. Still in Pillay. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting.